We'll try this again. I figured out what the reason was. There's no bug. It was just the setup that I had going on did not show very well with the way that I was running my demo. So the thing that happened before, I had no label on this, and so the child label defaults to actually explicitly having the parent label. So there was no change, but context here. If I create a workbook, jump into something that has some JSON in it, and create a JSON field from that. And then that gets added under this group, some JSON. And then if I want to do this, it automatically inherits the parent field's name. And it's possible to override that in the chart settings, but if you just want it to always behave a certain way, you can now control that in your model by adding two, what am I doing? This is the one that I actually created the field off of. And we've got a new parameter called skip parent label, and it's got a few possible values. These may be up for debate, but we'll start by saying always skip the parent labeling. So you can see that this had some JSON foo on it. Now it's got its actual name, so it's not getting parent blah. If I set it back to the default or never and refresh here, we should get parent blah some JSON foo, which is probably in a lot of cases not what you want to see. And if I come in and edit this field, and I say edited on the child fields label, I would expect that to at least take away the parent label, but by default, we don't do that. And so we've got explicit child label. I hope this is what I called it. If not, it'll complain and tell me what the valid values are. And now that field, because it has an explicit label on the child, will not assign the parent labeling. So this isn't docked yet, so I wanted to give a demo so that people could see it's available and how to use it. I wanted to show one other real quick enhancement that we made this week. Folks may have noticed recently that we added some stuff to the refresh schema form, and prior to a few days ago, there was also another button here which was causing some confusion in support, which was there to speed up schema refreshes. It was a checkbox that said skip SQL revalidate or something, obscure like that. And what that checkbox did was it made it so that we wouldn't go through and look for basically the presence of select star from things in SQL views and then recompute the fields on those SQL views in case the parent SQL had changed with, or the table that they're selecting from had changed with the schema refresh. So this week I removed that checkbox and pushed the SQL revalidation step into a background task that always happens, but should never slow down schema refresh. So schema refresh should still be fast, even if you have thousands of SQL, select star from SQL views in your models. Will still be fast to do the SQL revalidation or to do the schema refresh, and the SQL revalidation will still happen. and there isn't a confusing checkbox on the schema refresh form. So little enhancement there, and planning some more small cleanups around that schema refresh process to kind of speed things, make them more intuitive, and just little quality of life enhancements here. So that's it for me.